All right, well, we're just about set for our national anthems, and here's Ann Mortefied.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, saved us that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Game one of the Campbell Conference Final, and Don Koharski, a native of Halifax, is tonight's referee, working with linesman Swede Knox and Kevin Collins. And Fort Francis, Ontario native Murray Bannerman, who had a career-high 27 wins this season, is in goal for the Chicago Blackhawks. And Grant Fuhr, who has played all but 5 minutes in the Oilers' defense of the Stanley Cup, will start for the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, if the Blackhawks are going to do something, they better do it immediately. You know, when you have that long layoff, you tend to be a little rusty. So, John, what you had talked about, be physical, go after the Oilers, I think that's the way the Blackhawks have to play against Edmonton. They can't get in a shootout with them.
Absolutely not. They know that they can't afford to get into a shootout, but sometimes with Edmonton dictates the game, you have no choice.
Keith Brown dumps it in. Olchek poked it into the corner, picked up there by Fraser. Out front to Olchek, he's banned on it. Back to the line, Keith Brown with a drive. Grant Fuhr way out of his net to make the save. Fuhr has been spectacular so far in the playoffs for the Oilers. He has been chosen the game's first star in 4 of the 7 games played.
On the very first step to the hockey game, usually you see Troy Murray against Gretzky. Edmonton have the home ice advantage in line changes. They had Messier against them.
Penalty coming up. Fraser of the Blackhawks heading to the box. It appears to be a slashing call against number 8 of Chicago.
As far as the power play is concerned, the Oilers of the 4 remaining teams have the worst record. They've only scored 4 goals in 22 opportunities. A great way to get things rolling here at Northland by getting that first goal. A veteran of 16 years of the National Hockey League, Bob Pulford played over 1,079 regular season games, accumulating 643 points. A very fair individual with his players, but very intense. He expects the best effort from everyone out in the ice, and he normally gets it.
So just 33 seconds into this first game of the Campbell Conference Final, the Edmonton Oilers go to the power play. Krushelnyski in that face-off circle against Rick Patterson. Charlie Huddy drops it off for Paul Coffey. You can hear the crowd react each time he touches the puck and starts moving out of his own zone. Along the boards, Patterson trying to move it in back of the net, having difficulties to get away from Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski has the puck bounce out to him. Patterson has lost his stick. Now it's played around the boards and down the ice by Ben Wilson.
Don, penalty killing has been a problem for the Chicago Blackhawks, especially on the road during the playoffs, where their efficiency rating is just over 64%, and that's not good for on the road, even though they haven't lost on the road yet this year.
Wayne Gretzky leads the attack across the line. He has it poked away, and then DuPont dumps it down the ice.
One thing, the scouting report on the Chicago Blackhawks, the defense really sagged. They back in, and that's really playing into the hands of the Oilers.
Paul Coffey to Krushelnyski across the line for Charlie Huddy. Huddy working to the corner. Curry is back at the point. Gretzky looking for someone in open ice for Curry, and it hopped over his stick. Loose puck is picked up by Keith Brown, and he brings it out. He has Steve Ludzik with him as he wheels down to the Edmonton line. And then Brown circles back into the center ice area to kill off a few more seconds.
We had talked about how aggressive the Blackhawks have to be, and we saw immediately Troy Murray went after Curry, gave him a good shot against the boards.
Mark Messier dropping it back to the line. Messier gets it again. Back of the net. Maybe you're trying to feed it out front, and it's picked off by the Blackhawks and dumped down the ice with 14 seconds left in the penalty.
To this point in this game, Don, it's very obvious that the Blackhawks are very aware of the people that don't have the puck. They're being very aware of who's behind them and picking up before they get the open pass.
Glenn Anderson coming in front. Good save by Bannerman. Rebound, another save by Bannerman. The penalty has expired. Loose puck. They scramble in front of the net, and Bannerman comes up with it again. Stanley Cup 85 on CBC is coming to you from Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
Ford's got the best sales increase of the big three. Starting at Oakville, if we lined up all of our new vehicles sold in Toronto this year, you'd be looking at an impressive lineup that stretches right along Bloor Street, over the viaduct, right through Toronto, through Oshawa, and far beyond. Toronto now get Ford's 5-year DuraGuard warranty on all our 85 cars.
Toronto, Toronto, we can't be outdone. At Ford, quality is job one.
Thunderbird, I'm a believer.
Bannerman was excellent against the Minnesota North Stars, and he again is demonstrating the type of goaltending that you need in the playoffs.
Bannerman obtained by Chicago from Vancouver November 4th, 1977. He's had his most successful year in the National Hockey League. In the corner, Hunter trying to jam away at it. It goes loose back to the net. Savard left it there. Bergevin tried to play it up along the boards. He's taken in against the boards. Gets it again. Plays it up to the line, but not out. Melnick fighting there with Larmer. It goes loose. Now Bannerman back of his net. Plays it up on the left side for Secor to Savard. Savard trying to get away from his check. Can't avoid Willie Lindstrom, and it's dumped back out to the center ice area. Loose puck at the line. Kozar poked it away from Brown. And the Hawks are having some problems with the forechecking of the Edmonton Oilers early in the hockey game. A long drive that Grant Fuhr drops off for Paul Coffey. And the attack on the part of the Blackhawks, I believe, is to try and jump on Coffey quickly and not give him room to maneuver out of his own zone. However, it's the Oilers who are jumping all over the Blackhawks in their own zone right now. Finally, it's picked up by DuPont, and he clears it to center.
Well, the Blackhawks started the hitting, and the Edmonton Oilers have certainly responded, and you see the movement of the boards with a good resounding body checks. Excellent contact.
Loose puck back in the Chicago zone. Rink-wide pass, bounced off Gretzky, down into Edmonton territory, fed out in front by Yaremchuk, picked off by Huddy and cleared up on the wing. Paul Coffey in across the line, 4-on-2. A spin-around pass for Gretzky, across for Curry at the side of the net. Jam away back of the goal, finally it's kicked up along the boards for O'Callaghan. To Yaremchuk, a long drive, and Fuhr steers that in behind the goal for Coffey. Coffey is tied up. He loses it to Sutter. Here's Yaremchuk with a shot. Loose puck in front of the net. Lysiak spun around and fired it wide. Good pressure there by the Blackhawks.
Let's talk about the athletic ability of Grant Fuhr. 2 great saves.
Racing back after the loose puck is Lee Fogelin. Dave Semenko on the ice, and he also heads off to the Edmonton bench as Glenn Sather is making a quick change here. We have 14:41 remaining in this first period. It's scoreless. Game 1 of this Campbell Conference Final. Now Kevin Lowe feeds it across ice to Fogelin, dumps it down to the line, and back comes Bob Murray. Murray with a long drive. It's wide. And Grant Fuhr grabs it at the side of the net, puts it there for Kevin Lowe. It slides around the dashers, picked up by Fogelin. For Mark Napier, across the line, he gets away from Murray. In front, Anderson scores!
Well, Edmonton have been trying to get into that slot area for a good shot on goal this entire first period. The line makes it happen with Napier and Anderson, and a good play by Napier to be able to get the puck out to Anderson.
You know, one thing that made the play possible is Napier beat Murray on a one-on-one situation, and that was able to set up the pass to Ryan Anderson going down the middle.
You know, Gary, in 1983, these two teams played against each other in the playoffs. 4 games, Anderson had 7 goals and 1 assist, which isn't bad, and he started out of the gate early here. In this series, this could be a Glenn Anderson series again.
Napier and Fogelin drawing assists on the goal by Glenn Anderson, his 4th of the playoffs at 5:48. The Oilers again in that Chicago zone. The Hawks dump it out into the center ice area. Racing back after it is Randy Gray.
You know, this is a key matchup here as we have McClellan's line against Savard's line. Now, McClellan's line hasn't been scoring, so they really have to keep Savard's line off the scoreboard, and that's really important as far as the Chicago Blackhawks are concerned.
Why is it that some banks seem to want you to get your money at their convenience?
At Bank of Montreal, we're opening more branches Saturdays. We're installing more Instabanks.
I see this branch is open for business before I am.
We're doing more for you so you can get your money when you want it.
We are doing more for you at the Bank of Montreal. It's what sets us apart.
Randy Gregg in the penalty box, a 2-minute slashing call at 6:15.
On the Chicago Blackhawk power play has been much better on the road. Watch the reaction here of Randy Gregg as he slashes back at the player. Basically, this period's been a lot of action as far as hitting goes, but it's been clean.
Back to the line to the other side now for Murray. His shot deflected to the goal mouth. Loose puck in front of the net. They jam away at it. Farmer was banging away at it. So was Savard, and Grant Fuhr had it underneath him.
Some of the Oilers step in because they're not happy with the aggressiveness by the Blackhawks for that loose puck. Savard is now telling the referee that that puck was loose. Grant Fuhr makes a good play here because he's aggressive. Watch his goal stick when that puck is laying loose. Look at him. He's out batting it away, trying to get it before the opposition does. And watch how lucky he was. That puck actually went underneath his left leg and hit him just before it went into the net. But the key to a goaltender that has had a few days off like Grant Fuhr has is to get out there and be aggressive. And he's certainly done it here in the first.
Paul Coffey wheeling out of his own zone. The Oilers a man short. Coffey trying to go around Gardner. Still has the puck and then is finally knocked off the back of the net. But there's a penalty coming up against the Chicago Blackhawks. Al Secord and Coffey now doing some shoving in the corner.
Well, that's something that the Oilers did so well in the LA-Winnipeg series. Go right around the outside of the defenseman.
Tonight's game on CBC is coming to you from Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton.
Molson Canadian. Taste that'll stop you cold.
Bill Gardner gets the holding penalty. There you can see for the first time in the series what Doug Wilson means to this hockey club. Gardner plays point on the power play when Wilson's not there. Coffey took advantage of it by going at that forward playing defense, and he made him take a penalty. So Doug Wilson is already being missed by these Blackhawks.
Well, the Oilers are going to continue to exploit the outside. They have that tremendous speed and will try to beat the defense from the outside. And on that case, Gardner had to take the penalty, or Coffey was home free.
Bill Gardner, out of Peterborough, has played almost every position but goal this year for the Blackhawks. He has certainly been a versatile performer. 1:27 remaining in the penalty to Randy Gregg. Minute 50 in the penalty to Bill Gardner. Now it's O'Callahan back into his own zone. The Blackhawks seem to have a little problem moving out of their own zone against the forechecking of the Oilers.
Well, Don, I'm talking to Roger Nielsen, one of the assistants here with the Blackhawks. He was scared to death to get into a situation where each team was a man short because they knows how quick the Oilers are when they get that open ice situation.
So it's important then to utilize that puck control. Just hang on to it until the situation changes.
And look how disciplined Edmonton is here when they finally broke it up, but not by being too aggressive.
Gretzky to Coffey, a shot, save, big rebound, picked up by Troy Murray, and he dumps it down the ice. Charlie Huddy back into his own zone for Yari Curry. 12:21 remaining in the first period. Long drive, save, Gretzky with the rebound, he's tied up, and back comes Al Secord for the Hawks. Secord cutting in, a backhand shot, save, rebound, and it's fired wide by Duclair. 17 seconds remaining in the penalty to Randy Gregg, and then the Oilers will go on the power play for 20 seconds. Now it's Savard. And across the line, two Blackhawk players collided in the center ice area, prompting a reaction from the crowd. Now the Edmonton Oilers have the manpower advantage. Messier at the line. For Kevin Lowe, he couldn't carry on with it as the puck bounces high. Messier gets it again, slides it at the side of the net. Anderson was looking for that puck, but it was cleared by Bannerman. Brown takes the check as he slides it up along the boards. Kevin Lowe keeps it in. Rink-wide pass, and now the Blackhawks are back at full strength. Loose puck behind the net. Messier to Anderson. Anderson trying to slide it in front of the net. It hit a stick, and it appears that Keith Brown may be hurt. Brown is having difficulty trying to get off the ice to that Chicago Blackhawk bench. He's in a great deal of pain.
A great deal of pain. He was thumped by Mark Messier against the boards, and he can hardly even get himself off the ice surface onto the bench right now.
So with Wilson out, they can ill afford to lose a Keith Brown. Long shot that is gloved by Bannerman. It goes to the corner. Out into the center ice area. Ken Yaremchuk now circling to get away from Willie Lindstrom and try and reorganize the attack. Pass too far for Sutter, and it's dumped back out to the center ice area. Lindstrom threw it behind his back. There was nobody in position. It goes loose at center ice, and finally it's picked up by Yaremchuk. Yaremchuk trying to set up Sutter, gets it again. Yaremchuk plays it into the corner. Sutter is sent flying in the corner as they bump into that end glass, and it vibrates as the two bodies crash up against it. And now Yaremchuk comes back. Sutter at the line just managed to get back onside, but it's broken up by Edmonton. Krushelnyski tried to slip it in front. He gets it again. Krushelnyski back to the point. Charlie Huddy moving in, a shot. Score!
Don, let's watch two things here. First of all, how wide open the defenseman was, and then watch in front of the net. as Bannerman gets knocked down. As the shot is taken, watch the collision in front of Bannerman. Had his stick pulled right out of his hands. Watch the goal stick of Bannerman. He comes out to play the angle. Watch how his stick gets caught right there by his own man. You see the puck go underneath him.
There was an excellent shot of the ultra slow motion camera, how he was able to pick that up, but that's a nice low shot by Charlie Huddy. And you know, if a defenseman has the time to release that shot, he's got a good angle and make sure that it goes on the net, which Huddy did.
And Keith Brown is being helped to the dressing room by both the trainers for the Chicago Blackhawks in a great deal of pain.
Coffey for Krushelnyski. He had difficulty controlling it as the Oilers broke in again. 9:36 the time remaining in the first period, and the Edmonton Oilers lead by 2.
A simple screwdriver does not always lead the simple life. That's why Canadian Tire sells Mastercraft screwdrivers. And we're so sure Mastercraft brand screwdrivers are made to last, they're guaranteed forever. Just like all our Mastercraft tools. And nobody guarantees tools for longer than that.
Max, you've got to leave these tools alone. Max, you put a scratch in it.
Mastercraft tools from Canadian Tire. They're guaranteed forever.
Well, one thing has been pointed out, if you want to play a skating game against the Oilers, they can accommodate you. If you want to play a hitting game, they can also do that. An example of the Messier hit against Keith Brown.
And we'll try and get an update on the native of Corner Brook, Newfoundland, just as soon as possible. He has been taken to the Chicago Blackhawk dressing room and in a great deal of pain after that check by Messier. Krushelnyski loses it. Ludwig at the line had it poked away. And now Charlie Huddy, who scored the second goal for Edmonton. Gets it to the line, a return pass, another drive right on, and Bannerman holds it for a faceoff.
One thing we've noticed is, again, some of the problems that the Blackhawks have had throughout the season is the defensemen will really back in. If you're going to play that style against the Oilers, it's going to be a long night. So the forwards have to come back, look after their checks, and the defense have to make a disciplined effort to try and break up the plays before the Oilers hit that blue line.
You know, another thing we've seen here in this first period is how many times Bannerman's been tested low on that stick side, and you have to wonder if the Edmonton Oilers are shooting there on purpose. Don't forget, Gump Worsley mentioned Minnesota scouted Bannerman, and they felt his weakness was his slowness with his feet. Now, he seems to be doing the job. He seems to be pretty quick tonight with his feet.
John, that's absolutely correct. The scouting report is keep it low on Bannerman or also high on the stick side.
Secord with a shot to save, the rebound, and another save by Fuhr as Larmer grabbed that puck. Now for Savard, he fired it wide. Larmer loses it, Gretzky starts back. He goes rink wide for Curry. Curry waiting for someone to catch up with the play. It's Big Dave Semenko working to the corner, trying to slide it back at the net for Gretzky, who was taken out of the play by O'Callaghan. Ben Wilson for Savard. He had trouble controlling it. It's loose at center ice. And now the Oilers come back. Lead pass for Gretzky. Gretzky had difficulty controlling it, and O'Callaghan was able to poke it away. Along the boards, Mark Napier looking for Curry. He was positioned off to the side of that Chicago net, but the pass did not get through.
Here in the first period, Edmonton have Semenko on the line again with Curry and Gretzky, but Semenko's shifts are very short. 30, 35 seconds. Of course, Curry and Gretzky aren't going to stay out for that short a time.
Messier dodges a check, tried to drop it back for Glenn Anderson. He couldn't go anywhere with it. Finally, Melnick flips it high. Messier for Anderson. Anderson is taken out of the play as the puck goes to the side of the net. Bannerman holds it for a faceoff.
Now, with a player like Mark Messier, if you're going to have a centerman against him, he has to be a tough individual. He has to be able to skate and really control the likes of Mark Messier, because once that guy gets tramping, it's very difficult to stop him.
Now for an update on that Keith Brown injury, here's Chris Cuthbert.
Don, Keith Brown is being checked out right now in the Chicago dressing room by the Blackhawk doctor. He's in a great deal of pain, an injury to his right hip, and I don't expect he'll be back.
Puck brought out now by the Hawks. For Yaremchuk, he's going in alone. He scores!
When we see the replay on this goal, what happened was Melnick thought the pass was going to go to the outside winger, and Yaremchuk cut into the middle, right at the blue line. Watch this great pass. Now watch Melnick. He's gone to his left, and he thinks the pass is going to go to the outside. And what a little shot that was, a fake and then through the legs. He opened those legs right up on Grant Fuhr. Watch the shoulder drop here. There it is, a little fake. That opened the legs up in the net.
You know, from a forward position, that's what you're trying to do with a goaltender. Make the goaltender make the first move, and that's exactly right there, John, where he dropped the shoulder, Grant Fuhr moved, opened the legs, and Yaremchuk tucked it through. But you showed that acceleration of speed by Kenny Yaremchuk to grab that pass. Excellent move.
Yaremchuk, an Edmonton native, and the #1 draft in 1982 by the Blackhawks, has got them back in the hockey game. Goal coming at 12:36 with Sutter and Bergevin drawing assists. Yaremchuk has it again. And obviously he would like to perform well here in Edmonton, where he has family and friends. Centering pass. Sutter was tied up by Messier. Puck goes loose back to the Edmonton net. Napier now starting out into the center ice area. He dumps it in as the Oilers make a change. 6:44 the time remaining in this opening period. 2-1. The Oilers leading the Blackhawks. Olchak took a shot. It hit a leg. The puck is loose in front of the net. Fraser spun around. He couldn't get a good shot away, and it's dumped up over the boards by Charlie Huddy with 6:30 left to play here in the first period.
When did you shave last?
10 minutes ago. Why?
I want you to shave again.
Why?
I bought you a new shaver.
I have a shaver.
I know. Shave again with this Braun.
Here at Cutting, that's Braun, the world's #1 foil shaver. It shaves you so close you can see the stubble you left behind.
That's better.
That's close.
The Braun shave. Hear it, see it, feel it.
The face-off to the right of Grant Fuhr. Troy Murray for the Blackhawks against McClellan. The Oilers get the draw. On the right side for McClellan. Shot saved by Bannerman. Back to the line. Charlie Huddy winds up, and the shot is deflected high. Lindstrom and Murray battle in the corner. Lindstrom goes down, manages to get it again, plays it back at the net, and O'Callahan of the Hawks is there to scoop it up and deliver it to Olchak for Murray. Across the line, drop pass for Bob Murray, and as he tried to play it back to the line, it's picked off, and Coffey leads the attack for Edmonton. Coffey for McClellan, and shot, he hit the side of the net. 5:48 remaining in this first period. A face-off to take place in the Chicago zone.
Oh boy, watching these Chicago Blackhawks and their system they've employed tonight, their wingers are coming back so deep, it's unreal, and the points are wide open for Edmonton. Here's Murray Bannerman. Boy, you can see the puck followed right up to the goaltender. See the points wide open? That's because the wingers are in deep. And there we saw Bannerman again making traffic. Saves, all kinds of traffic in front of the net. But the traffic is compounded sometimes when those wingers come back, along with the Edmonton people. That makes for more traffic in front. And Edmonton is simply moving the puck back to the point. And a lot of wide open shots by those Edmonton defensemen.
Now it's Jerome Dupont looking for Savard too far. It slides down the ice, and an icing call against Chicago.
You know, the Blackhawks have had plenty of opportunity for their defensemen to really challenge at that blue line. There's the area that they really have to slow down the Oilers. Between the two blue lines, disrupt that flow, disrupt those passing plays. And yet they continue to back in. And, you know, with the winger, John, you're always told to go right back with your check, and that's what leaves those points open. So the defense have to challenge. They have to stagger the defense and really challenge.
Semenko overskated that loose puck as he cruised into the slot. Now it's 3-on-2, led by Savard. Savard for Larmer. He fired it wide. Larmer gets it again. Tried to play it back to the corner. It's picked off by Gretzky, and the Oilers break out. However, Dupont breaks up the play in the center ice area.
One matchup let's watch tonight, and something that may be interesting is perhaps Curry and Larmer for the Blackhawks are the two best players in the league at shooting that puck in one motion. Let's watch and see who does it the best tonight during this hockey game.
Semenko is taken in against the boards. Curry comes up with the puck for Gretzky. Takes a shot as he spun around, and Bannerman held his position on the near post. Now bringing it out is Yaremchuk. He has Savard with him, a lead pass, but Savard was offside. Hockey night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs. The tradition continues.
Taste that'll stop you cold.
The three games that were played in Minnesota, the Chicago Blackhawks gave up on an average of 47 shots a game. Already here in the first period, the Oilers have had 15 shots against Bannerman. A lot of them with a difficult variety.
4:40 the time remaining in this opening period. 2-1 the score. Pozar tried to slide it to Krushelnyski. Pozar got it again. Dumped it out front. Nobody in position. And back comes Chicago. Ludwig spinning around. A nice move against Randy Gregg, and the penalty is coming up against the Oilers.
Well, that's certainly what you want for your fourth liners, to come out of the bench and draw a penalty immediately like that.
From Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, this is Stanley Cup 85 on CBC.
B.F. Goodrich, TA Radios, update for enthusiasts. Subject, truck performance, traction. That's what trucks get with the rugged B.F. Goodrich Radial Mud Terrain TA. Durability, on, road, and off, with the Radial All-Terrain TA. Last season, B.F. Goodrich took more off-road wins in more classes, more than any other tire company. TA Radials, now on sale at B.F. Goodrich Tire Centers and participating dealers.
Randy Gregg draws the holding penalty, and we're going to show you it on the ultra slow-mo camera. What a good spin around by Ludwig, and he had Randy Gregg beaten, and on the play, there's the hold, and so the Blackhawks will go on that power play again. Keep an eye on Lysiak. Good face-off man, and also excellent controlling that puck.
Lysiak has it. Blackhawks get the man advantage. Sutter tried to get it out front. It bounced back to line. Murray with the drive, and Fuhr came out to make the save. Another shot. That hit Vogelin in front of the net. The puck is loose, and finally Krushelnyski dumps it down the ice.
Actually, Don, that shot hit Charlie Huddy, and he's now gone to the bench, and he's limping. So a lot of tough play by the defenseman early in this hockey game.
In the center ice area, Sutter drops it back into his own zone to Murray. As the Hawks try and set something up, Sutter, twice the overtime hero for the Blackhawks in that series with Minnesota, couldn't carry it in.
Okay, now let's watch the Chicago power play style. They like to move it up the ice and shoot it in, and the side that is shot in, the puck will fly around the boards, and they like to flood that other side to get control. It's a Roger Nielsen style of power play, if they get it done right.
Broken up, dumped out to center. Now at the blue line, Savard loses it, and Gretzky comes in with Curry trailing. Back to Curry. He was tied up, couldn't get a shot away, and back come the Hawks, a 4-on-2. And there's an injured Edmonton Oiler. Jari Kurri is down.
This becomes a very difficult decision for the referee. Chicago had control of the puck, a 4-on-2 situation. The Edmonton player was down, and Don Kowarski blew the play dead. Now, in reality, the team that has the, if Edmonton has the puck and it's their player that's down, that's when the whistle's supposed to be blown. Now watch Murray use his stick as he knocks down Curry. You see him get the high stick in the face. Then they break out a 4-on-2. Kowarski looked behind him, saw a player down, and immediately blew the whistle. So I imagine Chicago might be upset with that particular call.
Still think it's a good call by the official. When there's a doubt,
you bet.
If somebody is hurt, you call it immediately.
You bet, but I was just saying technically the way the rules read. Well, Murray actually, fortunately, didn't get a penalty.
Now, Fulford is saying a few words to Kowarski himself.
Well, I see, that's where you can see they're upset. It was a 4-on-2. It's a golden scoring opportunity, and Edmonton had already backed in inside their own blue line.
Well, there's not much doubt that Fulford was more than a trifle upset that they blew the whistle on that play, on that 4-on-2, but there are now 37 seconds remaining in the penalty to Randy Gregg. Fired in wide. Vogelin trying to clear it out, kept in by Secord. Savard back at the net, trying to center it, picked up by Larmer. Larmer back to the line. Ben Wilson back to Larmer. Larmer back at the net for Denny Savard. Savard tried to poke it to Larmer. It goes loose. Larmer gets it again. And he couldn't get a shot away. And back comes the Edmonton Oilers machine led by Wayne Gretzky for Messier. Messier out front for Coffey. It hopped over his stick as Randy Gregg returns to the ice. O'Callahan plays it around the boards to Ben Wilson with 2:12 remaining in this first period. 2-1 is the score in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Grant Fuhr plays it around on the boards to Curry for Paul Coffey. Knocked down there by Sutter. Back into the Edmonton zone, and now the Oilers bring it out into the center ice area, and Dave Semenko, a big crowd favorite here at the Northland Coliseum. Gets it on the wing to Curry, a return pass, back to Curry, the save, the rebound, and Bannerman grabs it.
Watching that last action, John, you have to know that Dave Semenko has improved his talents by practicing with the players he has on his hockey club. You practice with players like Gretzky and Curry, all of a sudden you yourself become a much better player, and he employed it on that last shift.
In the land of Dairy Queen.
Delicious is part of the landscape, like the Peanut Buster Parfait, layers of Spanish peanuts and hot fudge. Or the smooth delight of the Double Delight, hot fudge and butterscotch topped with crunchy pecan pieces. Or the Dairy Queen Banana Split, a fresh banana rich with the flavor of 3 tasty toppings. Come to where delicious lives.
In the land of Dairy Queen, we treat you right.
Now, Dave Semenko talked about that this morning. Said, when I'm playing with Gretzky and Curry, I give them the puck, head for the net, and just stand there. They'll put it in. But he showed a little good stick work. Good passing.
Back to the line. Coffey moving in. He scores!
Just before the puck goes in here, let's watch Bannerman try and push Semenko away off the faceoff. Gretzky toys with it. Great play. Now watch Semenko in front. Bannerman pushes. See with his left hand before the shot was taken? He was aware that Semenko was in front enough to bother him. And right away, Coffey went to the short side and put it in.
He just didn't have good position at all, Bannerman, in that play. He was moving on the play and Coffey being the short side, but it's Semenko getting in front, causing the disturbance.
Exactly.
That's why it's so important.
And the goaltender was worried about what was happening in front.
Curry takes a shot and takes a check at the same time. Picked up now by Gretzky. Gretzky for Curry. He deflected it. Loose puck at the side of the net with Bannerman down. Krushelnyski spins around and hits the side of the net. Finally, it's picked up along the boards by Steve Ludwig as he brings it out into the slot. Gardner was spun around as he tried to get a shot away. Ben Wilson is in there fighting for it. So is Ludwig. It comes loose. Ludwig tried to center it, broken up, and Coffey starts back for Gretzky. Gretzky on the wing for Curry. Couldn't get a shot away. He centers it. It bounces back to the line, and Gretzky is there to retrieve it. He slides it in front. And Curry, who was attempting to deflect it, was tied up by Ben Wilson. Coffey gets it back to the line, but Kevin Lowe had not moved into position. Now Hunter works in on the right side. He's taken in against the boards by DuPont. DuPont gets it for Chicago with 19 seconds remaining in the period. 3-1, the Oilers leading the Blackhawks. That last Edmonton goal, Coffey from Curry and Gretzky at 18:25. DuPont with a long drive. The save by Grant Fuhr. It's dumped into the center ice area, but the period will end before the Oilers get a shot away. The score at the end of the first period is Edmonton 3, Chicago 1. Stay tuned for our first intermission.